Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to talk about boundaries when dealing with people. No matter if they are a narcissist or not. And the importance of self-love. And how that fits into your boundaries. You see, narcissists really love to go overboard in many, not all, but many cases to convince you that they really want to be around you. And that they want to be in your life. And if it's a dating relationship, they will even spend money they don't have on you to get you to not only think they care about you, but to get you to feel obligated to stay with them. Because it's so much more difficult to leave someone that has showered you with so much so-called love. And what's happening is, though we know this way of having relationships with excessive gift giving and this and that and the other, usually ends up being a toxic relationship in the end. Weirdly enough, this is being pushed as the gold standard on how to have a relationship with someone. It's completely backwards. And this is why I say have boundaries. And watch and see if they have boundaries too. You see, relationships shouldn't be full of these weird do-do tests and tricking people and trying to get people obligated to you so you can treat them badly later on. But what it should be about is learning about one another. Watching how they behave over time. And building up trust over time. This is why, if you meet someone that is trying to buy you all kinds of things within the first few months of knowing them, if you indeed really think there might be a misunderstanding, try to slow things down. Let them know you prefer to get to know one another without all of this gift giving, so forth and so on. And eventually you will see in most cases this person will get easily bored and they will leave you for someone else. You see, though you have boundaries. Narcissists love to break boundaries all day every day. They love walking up to the line and stepping across. But once you make it clear that you are trying to have a normal slow-paced relationship, if they are truly toxic, they will in most cases leave you. Now narcissists and other toxic people can and oftentimes do play the long game. If they feel there is something they can get from you. So as you go through life, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your hobbies. But don't act like someone that has something to take. I've seen rich people that might have a super nice car, but they also have an older model plane car they drive most of the time to fly under the radar. And they use when they are around people for the first little while. Because trust is earned. Trust is earned. If a person really likes you for you, the boring days and nights are okay with them. Because they enjoy spending time with you. Again, remember, narcissists and other toxic types get bored super easy. They are from one thing to the next. Now again, they can and will play the long game if they feel there is something they can get. But if you do have boundaries and you do enforce them when they try to break them, you will often see the arguments and disagreements happen way sooner than might happen with a narcissist or another toxic person. One thing I looked at was the person that dated Susie before I met her. And he was only with her a short amount of time. And though he broke up with her, he did so, I believe, because in his mind things weren't adding up and her actions were breaking every boundary in the book. Now yes, narcissists will morph and change over time and they will learn about what to do better next time. But the truth is this. Narcissists love people with no or little boundaries. And they love people pleasers. They come to you with their problems and you jump on board trying to fix them. And what's sad is, we should be able to help one another. We should. But we have to be discerning at the same time as well. Like the Bible says, Satan can come to you like an angel of light. These people can come to us as a super sweet and kind person in distress. And when this happens, we have to be careful. What happens when you get them to try to help themselves instead of you solving all of their issues for them? Do they get frustrated with you? Do they argue again? These are likely the boundaries Susie's ex before me was able to put into place. And I'm pretty sure it was a bit strange to have someone argue with them just for helping them help themselves. You see, narcissists are all about testing. How much will you do and how much will you put up with? And you just can't keep on accepting one apology after the next. Because in the beginning the narcissist will likely give you a few fake apologies to keep you coming back and for you to give them another chance. Because they know, the longer you stay, the more you will stay attached to them. Now here's the thing. Codependents can love bomb too. They might feel insecure about themselves and go overboard with buying and doing things to keep someone around. And sadly though, they are likely a nice and kind person. This is still toxic. Even if they are doing this behavior on a nice and kind person. Because it doesn't allow you to have and start a relationship based on the people. It becomes solely based on the things. Now don't get me wrong. It's okay to do nice things for people. Especially people you love. But this is something that happens over time. Again, I've used the bully on the schoolyard analogy before. If you have some bully come up to you and say they will be your friend if you give them your candy, then it's your winter coat, then it's to your bicycle, and then it's to your lunch money. Before you know it, everything has been taken from you. And they still aren't your friend. Or when you were a kid, some other kid would come up to you buttering you up and being extra nice to you, when in reality they were trying to get close enough to you to blame you for something they were planning to do. Or they had some other twisted evil plan. Here's the thing. Healthy people are and should be careful about people they don't know. And if you earn their trust while they earn yours, you can possibly grow together and have something wonderful. And sadly, this is what societal narcissism is destroying. Normal meeting has been moved to online spaces where you don't know if you are talking to the right person in the pictures or not. If you're going to be lured somewhere and robbed or not. But this is what narcissists like. It's a field day for them. Where people can't see them over time and understand where their true motives are at. They want you to know very little and trust very big. Now, I made a video about shells. And why many people stay in them after a terrible time with a narcissist or multiple narcissists. And here's the thing. Everyone has their own reasons for being in their shell. And it makes sense. However, don't let a narcissist or anyone else's opinion of you make you stay in that shell. If you are in a shell and you are comfortable, and life is working out well for you in that shell, perfect. Just don't let the many narcissists that have come into your life dictate how you live. That is only between you and our Heavenly Father. And here's the thing. Narcissists, though many of them know they are responsible for putting people in shells by the way of their abuse, they at the same time don't like so many people are in them. Because they can't get supply. This is why you are seeing this praise for unless you act like a narcissist with no boundaries, you aren't really living lifestyle. Because they are in need for supply. And they will do whatever they have to do. Even if that means changing how we see relationships in society. And that's where you aren't fooled by this and you keep on being you. Keep loving yourself as the Bible commands. And be kind and loving to others. But be discerning. Don't give your time to those that mean you harm. And you might not be able to see who's who right away. But if you take a step back, have some boundaries in place. Not always, but most times it becomes very clear. They might start to argue about money and things that make no sense. They will complain you didn't do or spend the right amount on them because it was a Thursday. This is when you know to not argue. And have a plan to slowly back up. And if you can, Let them think they are leaving you, so you can have less drama. I think back to the many weird and crazy things that Susie yelled at me for and about in the first devaluation stage after the love bombing. And I worked so hard to prove myself to her. And all I was doing was falling deeper and deeper into her trap. Look. It's been said by many. Slow things down. Become a great observer. That's one of the best boundaries you can have. To not react and to observe. And when you observe something that is way off course, don't explain it to this person. Because boundary number 1. It's not your job to tell someone how they should treat another human being. It's not. However, it's your job to get away from those that don't know how to treat another human being like a human being. Have that boundary. It's not your job to teach someone how to treat you or others like a human being. It's not. You shouldn't have to explain how screaming at you because the gift you gave from thought and care wasn't as expensive as they wanted it to be. The minute this happens, and I mean the minute, the exit plan should be put into motion. One that keeps you safe and one that allows for the smoothest exit. And by doing that you are showing yourself self-love. And it compounds on top of itself the more this is done. Now I don't say that to say, run around looking for people that you can disqualify from your life. But the truth is, during our work day and personal day, we come across people and situations where we have to use our discernment. And oftentimes that discernment tells us to back away. Because this isn't safe. Why? Because people are growing and becoming more and more toxic by the day. Now, are there still some decent people out there? Yes. But one should, if they so choose to do so, get to know someone carefully and with boundaries in place. And by doing so you are exercising self-love. Boundaries. The word boundaries should be in the definition of self-love in my opinion. Because without self-love and self-awareness of what self-love looks like, likely they will run around trying to get approval from this person and that person. When 99.9% of the time, these people are running around chasing narcissists hoping one day these narcissists will love them back. And this is a paradise for a narcissist that loves untapped narcissistic supply. So for those of you in your shell, I completely understand. I've been in mine and I still go into mine at times. But just know, if you climb out of your shell, it's always there for you to go back into if you need. And being out of your shell doesn't mean you give up your boundaries. Because we know what the Bible teaches us. Be in the world, not of the world. Be discerning what is happening around you. Be discerning of what is happening around you. Well, that's all I have for today. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.